Hey there everyone, in case you missed it after the bye week, well hey, last week we came back with the Paladins Pro Circuit. The games were even more invigorating and enticing because a lot of these teams went out, they got orgs, and they traded some players around due to some changes. So let's go ahead and look at what exactly happened last week so you can get caught up, see what to expect, find out where everyone is coming into this next week of play. So again, after a bye week, these teams were able to come through, and we were met with a treat right at the very beginning. Day one, Rassvet going up against Chroma, and you will notice something important. Chroma, the team that has always had Ovim, does not have Ovim. Coriel, Nalubka, Unlimited Power, Adium, and Nepo are over there up against Haze, Defit, Madara, Phobos, and Ethereal there for Rassvet. And this one ended up being an absolute banger of a set. It goes all 5 games between the two of these teams. Chroma, I think, stepping up. Rassvet being able to showcase what they have underneath and what they're able to provide. Specifically, Madara, Defit, and Haze showcasing the skill and prowess that they have. And Chroma showing that the meta shifts that they've been trying to get to work for the last few weeks, well, finally are starting to work. This one, again, goes all 5 games. Rassvet are able to take this one at the end of the day. It's a 3-2, and it's well played, but Rassvet, I think, showcased that, again, just a little bit of an edge, a little normality in the meta over what Chroma were bringing is a little stronger, but Chroma pushed them to the limit. This was a very fun set to watch, and I do recommend going back and watching it. And the next one we watched on Thursday last week was Parallax Gaming up against Fatal Ambition. Now, Fatal Ambition, you will recognize a new org, but a lot of the same faces coming through. Look incredible throughout this set. Well, try to, at least. They're going up against a behemoth that is Parallax Gaming, and I think Fatal Ambition have a lot that they can bring to Brazil. Unfortunately, you had the toughest matchup and the toughest opponent that you could have, all 5 members of Parallax being there this week, and because of that, well, all 5 members of Parallax win supreme. It's a 3-0, but it is, well, I don't even want to say slightly misleading. Parallax Gaming control this set. Fatal Ambition definitely have some work cut out for them. A lot of teams in Brazil do if they want to catch up to Parallax, so we'll have to see where they go from here on. And then the final set on Thursday was HP Officejet Pro 6978, whatever the rest of the words are, up against Sanguine eSports on the other side. Now, you'll recognize this team as Shoot to Kill, which was the other name right before that I've already forgotten, Triple Deeps, that comes through. So being able to come in under Sanguine, glad to have them joining the Pro Circuit as well, but they're leading North America right now, and this does not change today. I think what we see out of a kind of freshly formed HP Officejet, being able to bring in Betty X now as a support. Mage Monkey looked really solid. Again, they look good this set, but Sanguine right now. So Sanguine did up taking this one 3-1. They look good. I'm excited to continue seeing them because they are just shaping up to be a monster in this region. I kind of expected them to be 3rd or 4th, honestly, going in, but having them skyrocket to the top has been a pleasant surprise, and it's fun to see. And then, well, just have to see how they manage this week and the upcoming weeks. Don't slow down. The meta is going to be changing. Corvus just got released, I guess yesterday if you're watching this on Wednesday, or if you're watching this Thursday, Friday, or Saturday to try and catch up. This past Tuesday, the 21st. We'll have to see how that shifts up the meta, but right now Sanguine remain on top. On Saturday, which is the next day, Saturday, how about Friday? We skipped one right there. We watched 4 matches if you were hanging out. It was Dave, Kresnik, Finch, and I casting throughout all of those. We watched Onslaught go up against 5 randoms. Now, if I'm looking at on paper how this is going to go, I'm telling you it's either a 3-0, a 3-1, maybe a 3-2 for Onslaught, right? That's not how this one works. This one is okay for Onslaught, but I don't know what it is. Maybe they've been grinding somewhere else. Maybe they just aren't necessarily in need of these wins, but this team that has been very solid in the past is slipping up right now. 5 randoms actually came out and won this one. They win it as a 3-1, so they do drop a map, which I think is credit more to Onslaught than it is to anything else. But 5 randoms, picking up Nixus, having Ovim now on the team has definitely made things a lot easier for them. And, well, they're looking good. They're definitely a team that went from kind of in Europe to someone to keep your eyes on, whereas Onslaught, well, we'll have to keep our eyes on them because they need to turn things around. Either way, the next match we watched was Team Clarity going up against InControl Nation. Now, you'll recognize this as Hivemind, which was 5-stack last year, so a new sponsor, new face, and, well, it looks well for them as well. This is a really interesting matchup because Team Clarity has been in a very weird spot. They've been on the rise, but when you put them up against teams like Carnage or Parallax, it's very difficult to tell where they are. When you put them up against a team like InControl, who is a very solid team because of all the history they have, they get tested, but in all the right ways. Clarity pushed this one to 5, but unfortunately for them, InControl Nation end up taking it 3-2. The last map, it was just too much to overcome. I think King Kaiser has been flexing a lot more into some of these picks and making it a lot more interesting. We like to meme about the Moji, but his buck was insane this set. A lot of what he was bringing was good. Same thing with RC Soldier joining the squad or playing with the squad. Team Clarity is a team to keep your eyes on, but InControl Nation right now are looking to try and vie for the top 3. Realistically, they want to go for that #1 spot in Brazil. And then for the rest of the day, we jumped into North America as we came through, and we had Team Project versus Tea Party. Now, Tea Party is going to be coming through as just a name change. The same guys, Stigma, Ancient, Aspect, and Vayne, going up against Team Project with Drukata, Shadow, G-Bunny, Cuss, and Hero. And again, when you put 5 guys who are XPPL, who are really good at games, period, they're tending to do pretty well just in general. I think Tea Party have a lot going for them, but unfortunately for them, this one was a 3-0. And Team Project were able to take control, and they looked good doing it. And I think this is something to keep your eyes on. Team Project as someone to vie again for that top spot, giving Sanguine a run for their money, and giving one of these next teams a run for their money. Flashpoint, who faced off against Snappin'. Now, Flashpoint, coming into this split, I was prepared to say Flashpoint were going to be the #1 team across all of it, maybe except for District 69 over there in Europe. It was going to be them constantly fighting. It was Flashpoint versus D69, and that was going to be the story of the year, and that was the only thing we would ever tackle. They have not been doing as hot as I thought they would have, and that is something that is maybe a testament more to the strength of North America than it is to anything Flashpoint related. They end up coming through, snapping, after weeks of admittedly just not showing up in their play, push this one to 5 games. They do still end up losing it. It's a 3-2 here for Flashpoint, but I think it's a testament to what Snappin' has been able to learn and what they've been able to change over weeks as they push forward. I'm excited to see what Snappin's able to bring, and I want to see maybe a kind of snap into place. I want to see Flashpoint versus Sanguine, Flashpoint versus Team Project, because those will be some of the most interesting matches and entertaining matches I think we will be able to see. But that was Friday, and then we move into Saturday. If you were watching, you saw Fawn make his return. He came back on Friday, continued here on Saturday with Kresnik, while the rest of us were working elsewhere. But Celestial eSports, again, a new org joining, but it's Slop, Klosar, Toot Toot, Xenos, and Stop Me going up against District 69, which again, a lot of the players from D69, especially the old NIP roster who won a nice world championship, have now moved to Valorant, so they needed a couple of fresh faces on there. So you still got Crunchy, you still got Garrett, you still got Fisheko, but now you got Laji and Exentra. So Exentra has proven himself on LAN in the past. Not surprising to see him get picked up. That is a perfect slot in. Laji was one of those gamers that came through, and Kresnik was telling me about them as how they have good aim. They are known, especially in Europe, as one of the best aimers that you could see, but was a ranked monster, hadn't really broken off into competitive. Then we got to watch him a couple of weeks ago, and that was fun. That was insane to see, and now that they're on District 69, kind of makes sense. I expect to see this team continue to dominate, but you could tell that the roster changes were having a toll going into last week. Still has to take some time for Exentra and Laji to kind of mesh with everyone. Team synergy doesn't happen overnight. So while they still win this set and dominate like District 69 should, they don't do it as cleanly as we expect, especially not this week. But that's, again, due to the team changes. Celestial eSports push them to 5. It goes 3-2. District 69 end up winning it. And then the last one we saw this last week, Carnage Gaming going up against OS Balamansa. I'm just now realizing my graphic has 2 A's there, so I guess I apologize, but there's no change in it now. We're in the middle of the video. So it is going to be Ares, Aspexy, Gervin, Crimson, Scooter versus Lucky, RLX1, Sepeka, Mono, and Groundford. And, well, as much as I'd like to say it, unsurprisingly here, Carnage Gaming, again, one of the teams that I put up towards the top. is still going to be reigning towards the top. I think if you are not Parallax, if you're not Carnage, those are the two teams you have that have a target painted on their back. If you're Paladins, you're looking for a win still here, and a big one at that, especially considering the talent of this region and everything that we've seen throughout all the other teams. This is a 3-0 for Carnage, and they take the day and they end the week, and that's going to be that one going through. This next one is looking just as interesting, just as many matches that are going to be able to come through. Again, starting at 1 p.m. on Thursdays, so if you're going to be watching twitch.tv or mixer.com/PaladinsGame, you can always follow at Paladins Pro on Twitter in order to keep up with it, or myself, Kresnik, Fawn, Dave, Finch, we will be tweeting when everything is live, so you can follow any or all of us. It's always appreciated. You'll be able to see more North American, European, and Brazilian action as we come through. I believe it's 2 p.m. on Fridays, then 3 p.m. on Saturdays, so kind of like a 1, 2, 3 in a really weird and unplanned way, oddly enough, to be able to come through. But hopefully you'll tune in this week to see what kind of potential upsets we will have. But as always, that's been my time here with you, so we'll have to go into this week and see what happens.